Welcome to the Comedy Here Off the Podcast. I'm your host, Kevvy. This week on the show, we have Rae Lynn Carson and Jenny Ruby of Nasty Women Comedy. You didn't see this on film, but they're just screaming at me about this not being on Spotify, and it absolutely is. So if you're watching this on YouTube, it's on Spotify. Okay, Rae Lynn? See, good thing it's filmed. It's a good thing it's also filmed, or else... That was very Fire Marshal Bill.
I'm glad there's visuals here.
Yeah.
I'm glad the visuals are here.
I was just saying, before you got here, we were talking about, because everybody, it's been 2 days since New Year's, but everybody's still hungover. That's how people do it in this city. But I was just saying that we had a Christmas party at the record label, and I was sitting with guys from my band and also Andrea Jin and Randy Newmeyer.
Delightful.
And I love them. And then I was actually just thinking like, man, this is a great lineup of people I'm sitting with. And then I was like, hey, Andrea, I love it. I'll be right back. And I just went home. When your brain knows you're drunker than you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, that's not what you normally sound like. Go home. Yeah. And I didn't say anything to anybody, and I just left. And then you were also talking about that.
You didn't even recognize it.
I realized during like a conversation, we were all sitting down, and I would just be like sitting there. I'd be like, yeah. And I'd pass out for a few minutes, and then I'd come back and be like, yeah, good story. This is fun. And it happened throughout the night.
Really?
Too.
You just black out for a while?
Yeah, I would just. The thing was Brad McNeil. I'm laying down the name. Had a little bit.
Brad McNeil.
Oh, you've been called out.
He had a little bit of marijuana.
Whoa!
Right? Now for the visuals. Yeah. And that really did me in. Really did me in.
Well, I'm looking at his Facebook profile. Thank you, Alexi.
Yeah.
Now I know who to stay away from. Right?
Those rascals.
What else about this Brad McNeil? Did he play hockey?
By the name you'd think, and
Yeah.
he might, but he's
Good.
he's an improviser in town
Okay.
too.
And a really good dad. That's
Yeah,
what.
really?
That's his. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a good dad.
Oh, I'm so impressed by that.
Weed aside, he's a good dad.
You know what? I had a weird, strain, but he's a good dad. He's a good dad.
He's honestly a delight.
I clearly don't smoke weed. I had a good strain. Is that a thing people say? I don't know.
I was contemplating what you were talking about.
I'm not good
there
at
for a
weed,
minute.
you guys. I'm just
I
not.
had a good strain of the
That's
old
the name of
neck.
this episode. Not good at weed. Write that down. That's part of the show. We figure out the title as we're going. Yeah. Alexi got a new laptop today, so I'm watching her struggle with that.
Ooh. Yeah, the Apple
That is-
mirror.
That's thin as a paperclip.
Maybe that's the title. Maybe
Thin
that's the
as
title.
a paperclip.
I'm glad you're bringing it. This is
That's
great.
This is my regular life, unfortunately.
Life or laugh? What did you say?
Life.
Oh.
I'm constantly like this.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous thing. It's like those fish that have to keep moving, and
Yeah.
otherwise they die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will die. I'm gonna die if I don't. If I
Say riff, I will die.
Yeah. Get that tattooed. Riff or die.
Represent all my motorcycles. Hey, at least I do the one wrist. Most people do this. There's
Oh, yeah.
no this.
That's
it's
inaccurate.
just a one.
That's crazy.
Wow, excellent.
One.
Excellent object work.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's
Thank
incredible.
you. I didn't even grab it. I was just squeezing my hand.
Soldier Boy. Topical reference. Moving
Topical.
on.
No, that was good.
Super
Because
tough.
for a while, hip hop dancing was a lot of wrist work.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Rick
anymore?
I was
Rick
gonna say
Ross.
it still kind of is.
Rick Ross
Yeah.
with the flick floss. I
Flip
believe.
the flick flop.
No.
No, that's right. I don't know if you made that up, but that sounds right.
Rick Ross with the wrist floss. Wrist? I don't know. I lost it.
Wrist Ross.
Wrist Ross. Wrist Ross.
Do you know the
What is
story
it?
about him? How he was a corrections officer, like he worked at a prison as a prison security guard, and then he stole the identity of Freeway Ricky Ross, who was a cocaine dealer in Miami, and just took that and created a career around
Holy.
it. And now Freeway Rick Ross got out of jail, and he's like, fuck Rick Ross. I'm the real Rick Ross. He better hope he doesn't run into me, which is great because This is the exact plot of the movie CB4, which was a Chris Rock movie from the early 90s, where he was trying to figure out, like a rap identity, and then he just stole Charlie Murphy's identity and had a career. It's exactly the same thing.
Life imitating art.
Yeah. I feel like Rick Ross saw CB4 and he's like, I know what to do.
I got nothing else going on for me. I know what's about to happen. It was a slow burn because I came out, you said, in 94.
Yeah.
He worked his way into getting into the prison as a security guard.
That's why he got it.
That's the only reason why he got that.
He refused his paycheck. He's like, I'm not in this for the money. I'm in it for the identity. The stolen identity. Oh, Rick Ross. Sorry I had to out you.
Hey,
Good for him.
Hey, do you.
Yeah.
Or do them. That's what I always say.
Another tattoo.
Do you or do them.
Do you or do another guy. You know?
That is profound. Thank you. I needed that. That's good for the new year.
This is great. You already have 2 new tattoo ideas, and you didn't even ask for any. Good thing we're here to help with that.
I know. And I'm covered head to toe in tattoos, let me tell you.
It's all hidden.
These ones, makeup to my hands, makeup to my face.
Rae Lynn is
my whole
Post
body.
Malone.
Yeah.
Really?
I am the female Post Malone.
Post Rae Lynn.
Yeah. Post Timon? I don't know. I'm just a little pig, or what is it? Timon's the pig?
No, he's the prairie dog.
He's a prairie dog. That's more fitting.
Post Timon. Oh, it's a nice timely Lion King reference. Actually, that movie did come out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Oprah.
actually haven't. Oprah
Isn't
was
she in it?
Didn't watch
I
it.
haven't
Not
seen
gonna lie.
Beyonce's in it.
I thought Oprah was affiliated with it somehow.
Oprah, what was she was in? I don't know. She's
Eric Andre, I think, was in
Eric
it.
Andre is definitely in it.
Yes, he is.
And I love Eric Andre.
He's
and so
wild.
that was why I wanted to see it, and then I just didn't see it. I have a really hard time going to see family movies. I only like movies where a Mexican drug cartel kidnaps a family or someone gets tortured. Or
Relatable content.
What a classic Christmas special. Love me. Love me some kidnapping.
Like everyone I talked to recently went and saw the new Frozen movie, and I can't be excited about it for some reason.
And is it the second or third?
I think it's the second one. Yeah.
It's definitely.
I also know I'm wrong. I should.
No, you can have your tastes.
Yeah.
I know my opinion is wrong.
Yeah. Your disturbing, disgusting taste. You can have those.
But you know what though? Like, depending on the family movie, it's not necessarily suited for a theater. Like, Frozen in like theater, I don't need to see that in 3D.
Yeah.
I don't need a D-box for that. You know what I mean? Have you ever D-boxed?
I haven't D-boxed
I know a couple
yet.
of D-boxes.
You know D-boxers. Okay, well, let's get to know each other, Kim, so I can meet these D-boxers. Why are they single?
You know what? The actual D-box you might like. They like vibrate and stuff.
You know what? I think I sat near someone who was D-boxing
They're
once,
aggressive.
and it's very distracting.
It is.
As a
Loud?
non-D-boxer.
It is. It like.
'Cause you're going...
I can't remember what movie I saw, but yeah, I was like jolted like each way, and then next thing you know, it'll just be like,
dumb.
and I'm like, it's not adding to my experience. No. It's detracting. And I was like, I spent $25 to get shaken during the movie. Like, no, thank you.
Just imagine the drink. Trying to grab it.
Whip a Twizzler.
You're just like, oh, this is intense. Can't get it.
That'd be funny if it was a non-action movie.
Yeah. It's like The Notebook.
Yeah.
It's always been you.
Yeah. Tries to shake the tears out of you.
Just starts spraying on you. I did do that 4D when I went to
I know a couple of 4Ds.
Hello, baby. Don't get me riled up. I only brought one pair of panties.
Railed up.
Ew.
What happens to you? That was the best laugh you've ever done.
It's like Goofy.
This is the wackiest episode of the show ever, right?
I like that. There's a bunch of queens in here.
Yeah.
Now that is droll.
I do to say. I do to say?
It's like part Southern, part just gibberish.
I do to say.
I do to say.
I've never said, but I do to say. Classic.
That's great. Do you two cry at movies?
Oh my God.
Depends
That-
on
I do.
I cry at everything these days. Like literally everything. What was it? Like, this is so stupid, and don't ask why I was watching this. It's because I myself am in debt. But I was watching YouTube videos where people pay off like an aggressive
that
amount
sounds
of debt,
really
and
satisfying.
I
they're
don't wanna
so
watch that.
excited. And this woman paid off like $60,000, and I was like, "Yes, you did, girl." I was like so emotional.
That
I don't
sounds
know.
great.
I don't know them.
That sounds great.
I don't want to watch that.
You don't
I'm
have
too
to.
much in debt to watch that. It'll piss me off. I'll be like, yeah, fuck. I don't know why I keep going in and out of this voice.
I
But
like
it's a
it.
classic.
It is a classic.
I ever since I watched
Big mouth.
Big Mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I've been doing this Coach Steve voice, like, okay, you guys. And I'm like really worried that I'm gonna go on like a date or like hook up with someone and be like, oh, that's nice. And they'll be like, oh, you can
wanna go back to my place or yours?
I live in your basement suite with some other friends that are mice.
They might put their ears to the door, but that's okay.
Why are these mice putting their ears to the door?
I want to hear it. I don't want to eat food. I want to hear them fuck.
This has gone off track.
Mice need entertainment too, Rae Lynn. They don't have
that's
access to RedTube, okay?
You don't know that.
Okay.
You don't live the
stand
life of a mouse.
I stand corrected. You know what? I redact my statement.
Yeah.
Maybe
love,
mice do watch RedTube. I don't
Mice
know.
love pornography.
Yeah,
Everybody knows that.
it's true.
You know? Gotta do something in that mouse hole.
Yo.
I know a couple of mouse holes, and let me tell you.
Yeah, I told you to not talk about that. I said before the show, don't talk about mouse holes.
She's gonna get pent up.
You know what? I don't think I watched that many. Okay, my favorite movie that I watched in theaters.
I thought you were gonna talk about mice porn. Go on.
I'll get into that for sure. Now I want to think of like mouse porn names, but I'll
Yeah.
leave that for another episode.
I'll save that for later tonight.
Stuart Little.
Yeah. Oh, Stuart Big.
It would be
Big.
Stuart's little friend,
Yeah.
is what it would be. And it would just be this little. What's in Stuart Little? Is there a spider? Or is that Charlotte? No, that's Charlotte's Web.
He's got his little red convertible.
Oh yeah, but there's other animals, is there not?
The
Or is
cat.
it just? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I didn't watch that many
So
movies in theater, but I would say one of my favorites was John Wick.
Oh, yeah.
My
John Wick
God.
3.
Yeah.
Ugh. When the collar and the necklace are side by side, I was like, oh, that is good visual storytelling. That is very good.
I loved it all. My two favorite parts was when it took him at least 10 minutes to load a gun with, he made a gun. He makes his own gun. Spoiler alert. He makes his own fucking gun and puts one bullet in it. And it takes like 10 minutes to
Yeah.
make this gun. He's like, I gotta make it like, before I
Yeah.
kill someone with this, I gotta
Yeah.
make it nice.
He only needs one.
Yeah.
He's very good.
It's wild. And then he
Yeah.
throws an axe. But then there's this one scene.
Okay,
at-
spoiler.
yeah, well, you know what? If you haven't seen it yet, you're a dumb fuck. I'm saying it now.
Heard it here
I don't know
first.
if you can say that on here, but you are.
Yeah.
Okay, there's this part at the end where there's just a giant glass room with a bunch of glass, like, pillars with stuff
yes.
in them, and there's at least 13, and he just keeps on getting thrown into each one.
Awesome.
And it just gets better and better every
That's a
fucking
good
time.
theater movie. That's a good D-box movie.
Oh, I wish I deboxed that one.
Did you cry though? I got so somber.
Probably not.
No, I think the whole time. No, I didn't cry. I was with my friend Jameson.
You never cry in front of Jameson.
No, I was
cry
the
while
one in the
drinking
back. We
Jameson.
were in the back.
This is serious.
Yeah.
I was in the back, and I was like, oh! And we were like around a bunch of like couples and stuff, and you could see like all the like grown men were like, yeah, this is fucking dope. It was good.
I'm glad that Keanu's back in vogue because I've always loved him because I think when I was a little kid, my nickname is Keanu Kevin. Because I looked like him. I had the same haircut and stuff. And so when it was cool to slam him for a while, I was like, hey, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Stop it.
That's
He has
my
lots
guy.
of good movies.
Wait, who's slamming him?
People would always say he's a bad actor. And then it's like, oh, he's bad in Dracula and he's bad in whatever. But have you forgotten Bill and Ted, one of the best movies ever? The predecessor to Wayne's World?
Yeah.
Ever heard of The Matrix?
Or Point Break?
Yeah.
Break's
Point Break.
phenomenal.
Yum, 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 yum. I don't know if that's good on your ears, but yum, 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 yum.
Let's turn this into an ASMR podcast.
Keanu. That's MSR, right? Yeah. Is that how I say it? AMSR? Yeah.
Keanu.
Keanu.
Oh my god, people are gonna have bleeding
But they're
ears.
also getting the visual of this too. Keanu.
People love this is already viral. People love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
All that D-box has got me real riled up. Woo! Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad he's back. I like that he was in
Yeah.
that movie. I forget what it was. It was a Netflix movie about it.
Oh,
Where he's like the girl's secret
yeah,
boyfriend.
yeah. The one
What
they
movie
filmed
was
it.
it?
They filmed it here.
Yeah.
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 It's Always Be My Maybe.
That's
There
right.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did great in that. He did great in that.
Alexi almost had to look that up. Yep.
Netflix movie. There's so many.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. That's nice.
Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
That's nice.
Right when you were saying it, you said secret boyfriend, I knew exactly what we were talking about. He did great in that. That was very funny.
Yeah.
Such a bizarre... He ends up hooking up with someone in the end, though, doesn't he? He, like, finds...
The main guy's
He
gal,
should.
right?
He should hook up with someone. He's very attractive.
Rae Lynn?
What?
Any interest in Keanu?
Do you want to be with Keanu?
Yeah. But he's with a babe.
In real life or in
Yeah.
the movie? Oh, okay.
Oh. I don't know what we're talking
In
about.
real life.
In real life.
There's a photo of him with that woman, and everyone was like,
Oh, right.
"What a great person." His girlfriend is 17.
Yes.
I think people were really impressed.
Age appropriate.
Yeah.
Or just
And she's still
what?
like 10 years younger
I
than
hate
him.
that. I hate that there's even like a thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Then Drake is texting Billie Eilish. And I'm like,
Is he?
Drake, just stop texting teenagers.
Yeah, he can't help it. His music, that's who his music's for.
I
Oh,
guess.
that's what I was actually talking about someone with the other day. Speaking of music, was how because I have right now in my CD I have Sum 41
Okay.
and
CD?
I like how
Yeah.
you said you have it in your CD.
Yeah, I
And
was
that part's funny. The fact that you said you have a CD is funny. And then part 3 is Sum 41.
okay in my car. That's what I meant to say. In my
In
car.
the CD.
Like, there's a CD player in my car.
Yeah.
And one of my things is Sum 41. And me and my friend were talking about how when we were in high school and we listened to Sum 41 and Blink 182, that we were like, this is fucking awesome. And we
You only listen
relate
to
it.
numbers bands.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Green Day 86. Sorry. Anyway, go on. Sorry. I had to.
I was like trying to think of other ones.
Led Zeppelin 5. That's just an album.
That's just the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mambo number 5 is the only song.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Know the lyrics.
Sounded just like
Know
that.
the
Lou
lyrics.
Bega's here? Whoa!
Sorry. Anyway. Blink 182 and Sum 41.
About,
Hard as F.
they were like in their late 20s when they were writing those songs about like being in high school and stuff. And we're like, yeah, they know us. They're so relatable. But it's
Yeah.
like, you guys are fucking old dudes talking about like teenagers and making out with teens. It was really weird.
That'd be cool
Anyways,
if their
that was a
album was
conversation.
called Making Out with Teens.
Hey, at least it would be the most honest.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
what I
give
like
them
about
that.
Yeah.
Give them that. At least it's honesty.
Honesty.
It's the only music album that's on RedTube.
Oh my god.
Making out with teams. All the small things that are teenagers. Okay, this has gotten worse. I want to move on.
I was just picturing the mouse looking up porn, and its laptop must be so small. Oh, that's cute.
It's cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's looking at rat porn.
Would a
'cause it's
mouse use a mouse?
crazy? It's crazy shit. What?
Would a mouse use a mouse?
Oh, good question.
Well, it would be called a human.
Yeah, human.
And it'd just be like,
Click, click.
I don't know if you're not watching and you're listening. I was just pretending to be a dead body in a chair.
I think a more.
That's what I imagine.
Or alternatively, it's just like butt cheeks. Because that looks like a mouse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be good. And yeah, the left, right, and then right, the anus in the middle, our little taint
Scrolling.
scroller. That would be good.
The scroller is called a scrotum.
Ew!
Wow.
Had
We're
to be
making
done.
moves today, baby. January 2nd, boom, making moves.
2020 vision.
Why was that like a hip hop art? 2020 vision.
I bring the nightclub everywhere I go. I haven't been to a club in forever. I'm not good at weed. I'm not good at nightclubs.
I like that she always says fully nightclub. I'm not good at the
I haven't
nightclub.
been to a discotheque in forever. It's true. It's true.
Too good. Too good.
What was your... Do you have any horrible day job stories?
Where to begin? I have so many.
Really?
I truly have so many.
Where have you worked?
I mostly have worked at like I'm one of those people that is committed to like a spot for
Okay.
a long while.
Okay.
And I don't know if I should say my current job because I've been there for 6 years and I
Okay.
deal with a lot of things.
Okay. You don't need to name names, but you
Yeah.
can describe what you do.
Okay, so I'm a server at a hotel bar
Okay.
and I work in the financial district. So we get a lot of those like entitled types.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, none of them are listening to this podcast.
You got that right. They're listening to Joe Rogan. It's
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. I like there's so many routes I can go down. There's a lot of like gross stories.
Do it.
Oh yeah.
That sounds perfect.
Oh my God. No, but it's like okay, I feel so on the spot. Like for instance, one time there's a table of dudes. This is just a misogyny story. Do we want it or
Sure.
no? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear
So
it.
there was 4 dudes and the one guy like goes to the table. I'm like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And he goes, "You got beautiful eyes." And I'm like, didn't answer my question.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, thanks. I got them from my dad," which usually when I hear that, I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh, okay, I'll turn that off."
Yeah, that's true.
To which he instead goes, "Yeah, but I'm not going to fuck your dad, am I?"
Oh, what?
I was like,
Holy.
not fucking me either.
Yeah.
And like the rest of his friends like didn't even look like apologetic or anything. They just kind of like sat there. I'm like,
Wait, what were
hate
their
you.
facial expressions like? Were they pleased with that? Oh, okay.
Just straight out zone.
for those not looking, it's vapid
Yeah.
into the abyss.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my God, I did not want to go to that table. I had to.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was so gross. I was like, the first two, you've said 2 sentences to me,
just-
both were so gross.
You should have replied with, "My dad fucks really well.
You'd be so privileged.
My
You'd be
dad
so
wouldn't
lucky.
even want you to fuck
Yeah.
him. He's a good fucker. He fucked my mom. They made me."
You know what? 2020 vision or 2020 hindsight.
That's next time.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll happen again. I'm sure
But
it'll
yeah, I
happen.
hope not.
Oh, God.
But yeah, that was one of those moments where,
Oh.
like, after the fact, I thought like of a million things, but in the moment, I was like, like walked away, and I was like,
Sometimes when someone's so rude,
Yeah.
it's like your PTSD's like, just get through this.
yeah,
And so you just are nice, and it's like, and then later you're like, what was I nice to that
I know.
douchebag? That D-box.
that fucking D box.
Fucking D-box.
This D-box.
Yeah. God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was gnarly, but
Yeah.
That's why you
there's
just
many
got-
of those.
This is bringing me to one of my favorite shows that I tell everyone to watch is I Think You Should Leave.
Oh, I love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
See, I feel like I would do that response afterwards, and it would just be like that kind of thing where it just keeps getting
Like
higher
escalates.
and crazier.
Oh.
My dad is great.
Oh, is that the joke? That you wouldn't fuck my dad?
Oh, yeah.
Because my dad that would be a pretty good day for my dad.
And he needs it.
He just got let go from his job, so that's selfish.
Yeah. You're a wealthy
calling him right
businessman.
now.
Fuck my dad.
Yeah.
So selfish. I thought you were gonna say. You tell him to slurp down some pig dicks or whatever that was.
Sunday brunch with these two chodes.
I hope they die. We're all just a bunch of meat bags on the side of the road.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's so awful.
so
That guy
good.
said that he even felt fine about it. I think some people
Yeah.
should just get their ass kicked sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good for their ego.
One of my jobs that I created in my brain that I'm about to share right now
Yeah.
is I
Get a
would
pen.
love to have the job where I'm in a giant monster truck.
Okay. Yes.
And I appear when someone's being a bad driver.
Yeah.
Like I just appear out of nowhere, crush their car. They're fine.
Yeah.
Maybe all their arms and legs are broken, but they're still fine.
So they're not fine.
I love
So
this.
they're fine. They're alive though. They're alive. They're well. They're healthy. Just get a couple of breaks. But I disappear.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then they can't. They're like, oh, this happened. They're like, no,
How do you sleep at night?
I would sleep well. There's
I have to
bad
say,
drivers out there.
I hate this, but I'm with you.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't want to admit that someone might have a broken bone, you know? But I think it's a good idea. Get
think-
less people off the road.
I also think the guy that said that thing to you at your job, if he broke
Yeah.
his leg, I'd be happy about it.
You know what? Yeah, that I'll
I
allow.
wouldn't shed
Yeah.
a fucking tear.
No, I would not.
No D-box could shake a tear out of this bitch. Let me tell you that.
Just shaking tears.
My goodness.
What about you with day jobs?
Oh, I've had a lot of day jobs, a lot of random day jobs. My first job that I ever had, I worked at Truffles, which was this ice cream cafe.
Okay.
Then I was a children's librarian once.
Really?
Which is a bad choice on them, but let me tell you, I'm a good actor. They asked me what my favorite books were to read, like that I've ever read. I don't read books. Don't know a lot about books. Still haven't read them. I was like, oh, classic Harry Potter. I'm young enough to have read those. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, what did you like about it? I'm like, well, I loved that the female character didn't even say Hermione. At the time, I was like, I know there's a female character.
The one female
I loved
character.
that the female character was always strong. And she was like, oh, yeah. Yeah. And
So
then I
insightful.
got in. And it was a whole summer thing. So I really loved it because I had to make like crafts and shit.
Yeah, it's fun.
But every day I had to read to these kids that were like 3 and under.
Yeah.
And maybe it was 4 and under. But there was this one lady who brought her like 1-year-old child to come get read. And I always did themes every day. And she had a 6-year-old that was very smart, smarter than me. And I was reading from the book. And like when I read, I'm probably a little bit dyslexic. I've learned over the years that when I read something and say it out, not reading it, I've jumbled it up. And I said, I did it like that. She corrected me. I'm like, you fucking. I looked at her.
kid
I was like,
corrected
yeah. She corrected what I said. I was like, I'm going to fucking kill you. Okay, maybe I got a lot of anger.
Like, that's
in
how
me,
I lost
okay?
the job.
This is a great learning opportunity. We don't interrupt adults when they read.
But she would come all the time, and I would get anxiety every time.
Oh.
she came.
Every time you had to read to that kid?
Yeah. I also worked on the ferries for a while. The
Ah.
BC ferries.
A lot of bad tweets coming your way.
Yeah. Don't like them. The ferries was good, but because it paid well, but didn't like it. I worked on the Langdale one, so it was like every 45 minutes I'd have like over 1,000 customers.
Oh my god.
And most of the time I was cleaning toilets, and then
Okay.
I would be like getting yelled at for the ferry being late because it was only the summertime I was there. I was like, I'm literally cleaning shit off a bowl late. Like, what am I doing that's making this late?
Yeah.
If anything,
They're like,
we're
we-
running late because all the shit in the
okay,
bowl.
what's
Yeah. They're like, we can see you're enjoying yourself right now, so I'm going to really bring you down a few pegs. I'm unsatisfied right now. You're having too much fun with your job. Yeah.
That's it.
Rae Lynn's like dancing.
She's got 2 toilet scrubbers.
Scrubbing.
She's got the...
Come and get it, bud.
This is insanitary.
You have them like sparklers.
With the poos flying off of it.
Don't worry, I'll get it later.
That's an easy spray down. What else? I've been doing dog walking now for like 8 years, which has been really fun.
That sounds fun.
But you get a lot of crazy dogs. One time, I had this like really sweet newfie, real lovely gal.
I don't know if we can say that now.
What?
Newfies.
What?
It's
That's
derogatory against
racist.
newfies.
Just kidding.
It's a Newfoundland dog.
Just go on.
I don't get what you're talking about.
It's a dog.
Okay, so it's this big dog. She's a real sweetie, but she is huge, and she looked like a giant bear. And she would always try and play with dogs, but dogs would get intimidated. And there was this one real lovely guy who was a little Roddy mix, who's around the same size as her. Anyways, he was like told her to like fuck off a few times because she was trying to get him to play. And then one time, he had it, so he snapped at her. Then she just like got triggered, and they started going at it. And I had to kick him out, and then get her in a chokehold. You can see I got a little bite right here.
No.
And like right after that, I didn't realize because I had like just grabbed all of them after and put them on leash and left.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that earlier when I had picked up dog shit, one of the dogs had nicked my nose.
Oh.
So I was coming out of the the trailhead, and this guy came in, and he looked super shocked at me. And he was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I didn't realize I got in the car, but I had blood coming down my nose, and then I had blood and dirt all over me because of my own self.
Yeah.
And then I had like 6 dogs, and I'm like just walking through. It was great. It was great.
Wow.
Got pink eye from a dog kissing me before in the eye.
Ew.
Still let them kiss me though. I can't not. They're adorable.
Yeah, I do love a good dog kiss.
Right? Doesn't matter where. Oh, no, I'm not going to the bestiality. I'm so
was
sorry.
We kind of did with
know
mouse
what?
porn earlier,
That's
so
true.
let's just get into it.
Let's get. That leads me to my next question. Are we all beast hats? Am I right? I realize my hat has gotten so far up. I feel like I look like a Smurf or something. Let's do it like this.
I think it looks
Oh
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm gonna do this for the rest of the show for all the visual.
Oh, it's unraveled.
So you're gonna have to watch this again, but watch it on the visual on YouTube. I gotta pull in some hairs there.
Yeah.
There we go.
She's just
This is
adjusting
an
her look.
aesthetic.
Yeah.
Making
Oh,
it
get
look-
the babies out. Yeah.
Get the babies out.
Oh.
There we go.
Glasses on the tip.
You know what? It's January 2nd. It's time for a new look for all of us.
Now that is
Do they
iconic.
scan in or do?
Yeah, get in there.
Scan in.
I don't know. I don't know if it zooms. I don't have one of these cameras. I don't know. I'm turning to Frenchman.
I don't need a French.
I don't need a said the French man. She does the accent to the man she doesn't need.
I don't need this.
Exactly. That's why I do man voices all the time. Because I don't need a man.
I do just say.
I do to say.
Do either of you have any ghost stories?
I do.
Yeah.
It's a light one, but
Give
for
it to
years,
us.
my sister and her husband have encountered many a ghost at their at her in-laws cabin, wherever it is. They see it a lot, and I'm like, okay, we know ghosts are just made up here.
Yeah.
And then one night, I was sleeping over at my sister and her husband's place,
Yeah.
and I woke up in the middle of the night, and in front of me was this woman with blonde hair, and she was staring at me, and I was like, okay, this is that dream buffer zone.
Yeah.
But then I like stared, and she stayed there, and I was like, oh my God. And then I went, and right when I did that, she like disappeared.
Whoa.
I was like, okay, now I believe.
Whoa.
Are you sure you don't do the weed?
It was that night. No. But that was my like one time. Like I genuinely like my heart jumped.
Yeah.
My breath was taken.
Yeah.
And she disappeared. She seemed nice.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
it was
so-
startling.
mean,
She's
It was
so
spooky.
offended she
It was
left.
spooky.
She's like, this wasn't the interaction I was looking for.
She's like, oh hey, and I'm like, ah, my room.
She had asked you while you were sleeping, do I look okay? She's just waiting for a response, and you went,
She's like,
"Fuck you."
I'm ready to go to the ball. Do I look okay? And I'm like, ah.
disappeared.
I love
I
it.
turn into a vulture.
Yeah, I don't. I've had like ghosts. Apparently, when I was younger, I saw 2 ghosts. Apparently, I saw a flaming skull in my bedroom.
Really?
And then a person was standing there. My mom was telling me about this, that I had saw these things.
Yeah.
But every time I'm on the coast at my parents' place, the place where I grew up, I always hear the jingle sound of my dog that I grew up.
Really?
Like that little bit of a, like once in a while I'll just be like sitting and I hear it and it sounds like it's like coming from like around.
The door creaked.
Jingle, jingle. But yeah, I always feel like I hear it once in a while, which is really weird. And she did die on our property. She actually died on my birthday. Hey, you win some, you lose some. You know? Got a good story from it. Also got panic attacks, too.
But I got Connect's that birthday, so was it a win? Yeah.
I love the idea that I got a good gift. I got Connect 4 that day, and that was I always wanted it.
I lost Mixie. She was my best friend, but hey, everything in life
Yeah.
has an expiry date.
That's what I learned on my 6th birthday. Also, snakes and ladders is fun.
Except for when you get down one of those snakes.
Yeah, then that reminds me of my dog dying all over again.
It's a little catch-22 at age
My dog
6.
dying is like life shooting you down a snake.
But then there's always a ladder.
Yeah,
Never
to climb
forget.
back up, which is buying another dog. I
Yeah.
sound like Gilbert Gottfried right now.
There's always another ladder.
When life gives you a... Mine just sounds like Coach Steve. When life gives you a snake, know that there might be a ladder coming up next. I like that. Maybe that's the whole title of this.
Yeah.
When life gives you a ladder or a snake, there might be a ladder coming up
Just
next. That
around
would
the
be
corner.
longest.
Just down the, super long title.
But sometimes you've got a snake in the ladder,
Yeah.
so you don't know if you're going up or down.
Sometimes the ladder is covered in snakes.
Yes.
Then what do you do?
It's like that long of a title.
Sometimes the ladder's made of snakes. It's a fun little cartoon situation.
And then it just ends with snakes, 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 snakes. What episode was Rae Lynn and Jenny on? Oh, it's on.
Let's roll down the scroll. Ladders.
I like that. That's yeah.
Then what if it's a snake made of ladders? That's not as scary.
Oh, how are you laddering on the snake ladder? It's not tight enough. I've never seen a hard snake before.
Got Brooklyn accent now. That means you don't want to meet Brooklyn guys. That's what we just learned there.
right.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I don't need a Brooklyn guy.
I don't need a Brooklyn boy.
I liked the French man. That one
Yeah, I
was
like
nice.
that too.
Yeah, I don't know if I could get that accent. I'm horrible at accents.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Well, I can't stay with an accent, I guess. Like when I try and do like Australian and English, they fluctuate.
Oh, yeah.
Usually always ends up being Australian, but
Kind of fades in and
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go back and forth.
Yeah, go back and forth, just kind of like this. But Riley, I
Yeah.
just stay with the Australian.
Australian.
Australian. You're gonna lose all your Australian followers because of me.
We just saw
There's
Lauren
like
leave.
2.
That's true. Lauren came in. She's like,
Came in.
fuck this shit.
Well, like, good night. All
offensive.
right.
Hello? I don't know why my whole mouth has to go like this when I talk.
And your head is like juts. It's what I have to do.
Oh, that was good.
That was good.
If you can just land on the right word
Yeah.
and really nail that word,
Yeah, and get a little bit of an R
Yeah,
sound
the
in
water is so blue.
Blur.
really selling it.
She actually should. Actually, so I know Jenny because of Nasty Women. Comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, nice,
And she
effortless.
is, yeah,
That was
just
good.
slipping that in. If you guys want to catch Nasty Woman comedy, we've got a show. What's about at the Biltmore?
Next show's coming up January 23rd. Biltmore.
Well, I don't know when this episode's coming out, but yeah.
The show might have already happened, and if you weren't there, then ignore.
You missed it.
Is it the same day of every month?
Typically, well, we were on Mondays for a hot
I was about to
minute.
say absolutely not. And you're like, typically.
Absolutely not. What is stupid? No. For a hot minute, aka 2 years, we were on Monday nights, the third Monday of the month. But then we switched on over to Thursdays. That was a blessing in disguise. Got a little more people in. But then the holidays hit. We were on a Wednesday. So, yeah, I guess Rae Lynn's answer is a bit more factually correct.
We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. We take what we can get.
And it's doing all right. It's doing all right.
That's great.
But,
Um,
yeah. I was trying to remember what I was talking about originally. Oh, yeah. You showed me Kath and Kim. And
No,
Kath
Essay
and-
did.
No, that was you, I thought.
Oh, yeah, no. Yes.
Talk about what the show is, what you do.
It's improv comedy. There's
10 of us?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
she's the creator of it.
Hey, I was just the liaison, if you will.
You
The liaison.
That's good.
It just
I like that.
Take note of that. Lasagna.
Lexi wrote it down and wouldn't even need to tell her to. She knew that was. She knows where.
people love pasta. What can I say? But yeah, no, this happened just coming up on 3 years, which is bonkers.
Yeah.
It started. It was something that I talked to a few of the gals with for a long time. We're like, I feel like the scene needs just some more strong women in it. Not more strong, but like just more strong presence. A lot, like even some of the main stages today, it's still like majority men. And so we're like, you know what? Let's take our own stage. Let's have a thing. Everybody I asked said yes.
Yep.
That's why there's 10 of us. It's great.
Yeah.
And our first like main show, we went abroad to perform, and it went really well.
Where?
New York City.
Ooh.
City
The
of
accent
dreams.
she just made fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
It's
That's why she's making
it's
fun
so
of it.
sad. Rae Lynn literally
That's all I got.
Rae Lynn broke her leg like 2 days before doing improv.
Oh.
It was pretty
You
devastating.
broke it doing improv?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
Please tell that story. What happened?
It was performing at Theater Sports, and it was a first scene of the night. I was doing a cross dub. It's called cross dub. I don't know why I say crossover. And I was like stomping my leg, and we were having this it was a battle to see who could get this piece of wood down. And so I was stomping my leg, and I stomped so hard that I shattered the top of my tibia bone.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I finished the first half because I didn't know what was wrong with my leg. I collapsed, but I was like, oh, maybe I
Really?
just hyperextended it.
Like when you did it, you collapsed?
Yeah, I did it, and I I felt something, and then I collapsed onto the ground, and then my friends helped me up, and I was like, okay, over to the side. I was like, I'm just going to wait out the first half. I'll sit on the bench. I ended up being in both next scenes because I'm greedy. And that scene off the first scene of the night broke my leg. We got a perfect score on it.
Wow.
Worth it.
Holy.
And then in the second half, when we were going into the intermission, the moment I got backstage, I was like, ah! And it hurt. I'd never broken a bone before, but I was more upset because I knew I wasn't going to be going to New York with
yeah.
Nasty Women. But I got my money back. That's why you get insurance, kids, for your flights.
Yeah.
That's why I came on the podcast today, was talking about flight insurance.
RBC. Only $10 a day, but it gives you peace of mind, and that's priceless.
I think that's a good place to wrap it up. So the show is every third.
Thursday now.
Okay.
We'll feel it out. Go
Yeah.
to www.nastywomencomedy.ca.
Okay.
Follow us on social media.
Yeah.
Nasty Women Comedy.
Cool.
Keep you posted.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just goes out to all the D-boxes out there. We hate you. Stop bothering us, especially us that are servers. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Comedy Here Often podcast. I've been your host, Kevvy. Thank you to Jenny and Rae Lynn from the Nasty Women Comedy Show. Make sure to check them out on social media. Make sure to follow us on social media at Comedy Here Often on all platforms. And subscribe to our YouTube. We'll see you next week.